r/Tales from Retail. Not everything you bring to an IT shop has to be fixed. Long quick one today. I just remembered. I got the closing shift at the IT shop I used to work at when I was still in school. 10 minutes till closing, and I decided to get the sign inside already and start cleaning our display. That's when I heard the door opening and in comes a guy from school. He's living at another part of the small town, and since we were both the same age I knew he had no license. I'm from Germany. I was nearly 16 time of the story, so no driver's license. And it could have been a real pain to get here. I dislike this guy. Always trying to show off his dad's money, and since he's not too bad at sports, the stupid girls all liked him. And since he got brains too, he hit the jackpot. No chance for like everyone. So I was quite irritated when $Guy Perfect entered the store. $me. Welcome at $store. But I have to tell, we are closing really soon. It would be best if you would just return tomorrow at an earlier time. I tried to be polite and did hope he got the message. But he just shook his head and went for the desk. I followed him. Because, well, I'm closing in 7 minutes and I don't want you to ruin that. When I reached the desk I noticed he had placed a bag there, and bite me if I'm wrong, but that bag was moving. Last minute repair orders for a bug rotten laptop. Thanks Scrudder Obama $Guy Perfect. Sorry, but I have to ask you for a favor. I know we don't get along really well, but this has to be top secret and my parents needn't know this. I was curious, so I opened the bag and inside was a puppy. Not a badly damaged laptop or monitor or something. Number. A cute little golden retriever puppy. They are definitely not IT. What would make him think bringing it to us would be a good idea? I asked him exactly that while petting the puppy. I mean, come on. It was just so cute. And he started to stutter while trying to explain $Guy Perfect. Okay, you see, I was not looking for an IT store. I was looking for you. That's when your mom told me you were here, and here I am. I know this is sudden and you don't really know me, but I know some of your friends and they told me I could trust you with this. So please help me $me. Whoa, wait a moment. What help do you need, and who would recommend me as the go-to guy if ever having a puppy? That's not bad at all. I just want to thank that person. So he explained. He told me he found this little guy when walking home, trapped inside a cardboard box, and took him to a vet as soon as he could. The puppy was not hurt, but he just thought better safe than sorry. It was alright, but now he had one problem. His mother hates animals. She would scream whenever she saw something bigger than a fly. So for him it would be impossible to take the little guy home. But he didn't want to bring him to a shelter. That's when he heard from one of my friends that I live beside a farm and used to help there when I was little. So I would have the possibility to keep the puppy there and he would visit him every day. He knew he was selfish, but he at least wanted to try. I was touched. I really was. So I told him to grab the puppy and wait outside while I closed the shop. As soon as I was done, we both went to the farmer and told him everything. He laughed, but since he knew me for ages he agreed. $Guy Perfect was grateful. Promised to pay us for our troubles and went home. And this is the story of how I got to know my best friend of 9 years and now co-worker. PS. The dog still lives with the farmer. When the dog grew older, and we realized it's best to keep him at his used surroundings. Even though $Guy Perfect wanted to take him with him when he moved out. I'm sorry, but we're closed. This happened the other day and I'm still laughing because of how ridiculous the situation was. There was a power outage at my store that shut everything off, registers included. I told my coworker to use a flashlight to make sure all the customers were out of our store while I stayed in front to stop people from coming in. My coworker came back after rounding up all the customers. So I closed our gate and started doing as much closing duties as I could because our power most likely wouldn't have turned back on until after the store closed. As I'm making sure all of the power switches were actually turned off, I hear a sound coming from the back of the store and I asked my coworker if she was sure there was no one else in the store. I walked around the store going if anyone is still in the store. We are closed due to the fact that the power is off. No one ever responded back to me, so I assumed the store was empty. I go back to the front to finish up, but I still could not shake off the feeling that someone was in the store. My coworker joked that it was actually our resident ghost that we dubbed as Walter, but as a scaredy cat, I did not want to listen. I made sure everything was locked before I headed to our back door. As I'm walking back, I heard a small laugh and I paused. I stared at my coworker and I asked her, nearly in tears, if she laughed. Maybe she was laughing at the way I was limping or how my hair bun was shaking every time I moved. Anything. I just wanted to know that it was her that laughed. She looked at me and thought it was me. We didn't know what to do because we're standing in a pitch black store. The only windows are way in the front of the store. The only thing standing in between us and the mysterious laughter was an Earl of Goddamn porcelain figurines. She's pushing me towards the sound. I'm pushing her back. She's telling me that as the oldest, I should take one for the team and go towards the laugh. I'm telling her that if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on my own terms and not because of some little bitch-ass ghost named Walter. We both ended up walking towards the laugh as we're holding each other and as we peeked our heads past the end of the aisle. It was nothing but an empty aisle. We laughed at each other and unclenched our buttholes and started walking towards our back door, ready to go home. As we turned the corner, we were met with the figure of a small, pale woman in front of us. My coworker screamed and shoved me towards a shelf as I started shouting expletives and I momentarily became religious. We're backing up in fear. I'm trying to grab something to fight the ghost. Because what's a better weapon than a narwhal plushie? And the figure is walking towards us, probably asking us something, but we're too busy screaming to actually listen. We stopped for a split second and I grabbed my phone that I had dropped on the floor and shined the light onto the figure. Turns out, it was a short white lady that we somehow had missed. She held up a card that was in her hand and asked us if we could do a price check. We're in the middle of a nearly pitch black store. No one else was around. The store was in complete silence. Our usual music wasn't playing. The lady used her phone to shine the light on me and we're standing there staring at each other. I was the first one to break the silence. "Do you normally shop in the dark?" I asked. "No, but I didn't want to complain. I just thought you turned off the lights to save energy. I'm not really sure what you millennials are doing anymore. Mom, we're closed. The power turned off. Did you not hear us announcing that the store was closed?" I heard. "But you close at 9 p.m. So I thought I still had time to shop. Can I still buy this card?" "I'm sorry, but no. Our registers are shut off." "So what does that mean for me? You can't buy the card?" "Why not on the account that our power shut down?" Motions around the store. I'm not sure if it's obvious enough. The lady ended up trying to argue with me for a bit, but I told her that even if I was nice enough to ring her up, I couldn't actually open up the register because I didn't have the keys. I redirected her to a big box store that was across the street for her card needs and walked her out. Honestly, I still don't even think she understood why I couldn't ring her up. But it's fine. She's their problem now. TLDR. Our power shut off and I thought there was a ghost in my store. Nearly shat my pants. But realized it was just a white lady, my coworker, and I somehow managed to miss. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Reddit content.